Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I was going to make this a live video, but then I thought to myself, might as well just make it a video. That way I can edit it and whatnot and add all the fixings. But anyways, I was just headed to the store to, I'm gonna have to clean up that. I guess that's something else I'm gonna have to figure out. But I'm just gonna head to the store and get some dishwashing liquid and some toilet paper and some other things. As you guys probably notice, I'm walking now. But 50 Cent say, back in my 20s, I was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? Oh, well, let me just tell you, I told the truth about I mean, watch my language. But anyways, so, yeah. Just walking to the store to go get some supplementaries to take care of myself for a while, I guess. But yeah, some advice I wanted to give people, man. I know a lot of times in the media they pump all of this stuff about relationships and pump all of this stuff about building a home with families and blah 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 blah, wedding rings and do it before you get old and blah blah blah. Just based on my experience, man, and a lot of other men that I've seen in everyday real life, what's going to end up probably happening is I think it's something called leech seeded. I think that originally came from Pokemon, but I think it might have came from something before Pokemon. I don't know. Pokemon's pretty old. But leech seed is basically when you plant a seed and then the seed drains life over time, so to speak. And so, you know what I mean? Like, when I look at a lot of relationships, especially based on what I've been told personally too, a lot of people seem to just want to, like, take from somebody. You know what I mean? I see a lot of jokey memes, like, of African-American dudes, like, being with some, like, bigger white chick during tax season or something. I think that's just fucking hilarious, right? But anyways, it seems like basically a lot of relationships, or people that are looking for relationships, are looking for like security and stuff like that, looking for like somebody to take care of them and stuff. Which, you know, I mean, if somebody, the way I see it, if like somebody need help and you got it, whatever, y'all doing y'all thing. But it's like people almost demand it and stuff like that. Hey, what up, G? Hey, what you been on? Shit, getting fucked up, man. Shit, I just been, you know, moving around and doing shit. Motherfucking, yeah, I've been trying to. I didn't know you stay right here. I stay right down the street with that Buick at, in that motherfucking driveway right there. Yeah, I been, you know, they did. Shit, I will, you know what I'm saying? I'm just heading to the store right now, but shit, I'll come knock on your door sometime. For sure. But yeah, one of my buddies or whatever, but nah, yeah, I just been, I don't even remember what that was. Nah, yeah, relationships or whatever, you know, you gotta be careful, cause like the one I was, just with a while ago, the crazy thing is, when I was employed or whatever, it was always like, this chain will never be broken. But then, like, when a couple of negative things came my way, man, shorty was outie. She was gone. It wasn't no more fighting for It reminded me of like the perfect snake, you know what I mean? Like just putting on an act or a front. Cause real talk, the crazy thing is when they say like good guys get fucked over, I think it's cause real talk, like and a female, like in our minds, like how we go for like the most dudes like the beautiful or whatever. Like females, they go for like, they image of beautiful is like dangerous and shit. It's like they go for the shit I'm seeing from women and noticing, like just based on what it's like the good guy is the one that's like there for stuff. Like they have the dude that they call like come fix the car and the nightstand and all that shit. And then they want the dude that's like getting on a motorcycle, getting drunk, smacking shit around. It's like a chemical thing. Like the dangerous ones. So then that's why I noticed, real talk, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's weird. When I was in high school, I had got did dirty a couple times, like at random points in life. So I kind of had a mindset, I was like just kicking it for a long time. And when I was kicking it, like females would be on my hip, like, always trying to. But then, like, when I tried to actually be serious in a relationship, it was always like something like, it's crazy. It's like a mindset. That's why, real talk, when I don't give a fuck, it seems like that's when I'm more successful. When I say don't give a fuck, I'm not telling y'all to be cold and shit. What I'm saying is basically, like, okay, I look at a relationship in two ways. Me now, personally, I see all these females out here, they posting like all these pictures and stuff and doing all this shit. And real talk, to me, it feel like advertisements and shit. That's literally what it feel like. And then even still, like, let's say I see all these dudes out here like giving them all this attention and shit. And then I see like dudes making hella money throwing money on websites and weird shit. They got this shit now where females are like just doing like, hi, bouncing and shit. I'm like, man, y'all are fucking weird. But anyways, you know what I mean? So they're not gonna, them females ain't gonna want y'all. They love the total attention. So I be trying to get people to understand, like, if you, it don't matter how much, let's say you the richest dude and you finally pull some female and you got all this money. She's going to miss all that fucking attention. I'm telling y'all, man. That's why when they say look for humble people or humble whatever, that's the truth. Like, imagine when I bring up the ideology, when I talk about how, like, and this isn't leading to teaching people to groom and shit, man, because real talk, like, that shit I've been hearing and seeing about Andrew Tate, bro, you up. Anyways, the point is, like, when I was talking about how, like, you take kids from some countries, they love vegetables and, like, fried food or, like, fried catfish or different foods and meats. But then you come to America and the kids are like, oh, I just want, like, chicken nuggets or McDonald's or something. It's that type of ideology. It's like some of these women that I'm noticing overseas or some of these women that I'm noticing in certain areas are, like, unreal humble and so amazing. But then I see some people that just by nature are vain. They can't help it. They're just really mean too. So, I mean, everybody got their, when I say mean, I ain't talking about like protecting themselves. I mean just like mean, like will say some fucked up mean shit. So, I don't know, man. I know that some people are angry. They come with anger. I'm starting to notice that too. Me personally, I like to let a lot of shit go. And so I can't understand when people hold on to shit and twist up with it and just do mean shit because of it. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of don't understand all that shit. But, you know, everybody's got their own cup of tea, I suppose. But, relationships, man, they keep teaching people in these because if you look at America, it's all bullshit. It's the highest rate of divorce. It's like 50% divorce rate. The man that people all get married, everybody's always conforming to shit. Get married, pump kids out. This is the funniest shit ever, right? Look at China as an example. China was like, they only wanted boys, right? Everybody wanted a boy. Then you had a situation where there was only boys everywhere, no girls, right? Then they're trying to be like, okay, now we can have more than one kid and blah, blah, blah. How do y'all think that would end up? Like, you guys take things and curse yourselves with them. Now there's only boys running around. They're trying to outsource. You see all these Chinese dudes run around with African women now. It's like, y'all do things, and then that's another thing. Everybody in the world acts like they hate LGBTQ2. They act like they do. And it's always, well, we got a problem with the gays and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then what does every civilization do? Overpopulation, baby control, overpopulation. So I'm saying, like, y'all doing it to yourselves. Y'all sound fucking ridiculous. And if you really pay attention to a lot of the media, could you imagine if they had the media that we have in the 30s and the 40s and the 20s? They had a little propaganda, but not like this day and age. Now think about what the people in 100 years are going to be saying about us because of the shit we've been pumping and all this propaganda and media bullshit. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand, man. We need to pay attention to what we're doing in life. We teaching everybody in the world, go be like, and that's another thing about this Christianity shit. Every time I hear people say it's the way, it's the light and all this other stuff, man, y'all are fucking liars. Nobody accepted Jesus, the fucking Christianity. This shit was spread through murder and violence. Everybody keep talking about the Lord's way, and it's the word since the beginning, and the word. Man, y'all have been bam fucking boozled. So I'm trying to get people to understand, man, like, first of all, calling other people pagans and all this other shit, the more I grow and learn, like, that's racism. You can't, so if you think your God's okay, and then you could talk about another person God, okay. But just know anybody God could get that. Even look at me, I was talking about the word and spirit, and these motherfuckers tried to, one thing I will say I discovered, they want everybody to be Christian and religious, but don't go to no doctor's office talking none of that religious shit. Man, they will fucking, it's a mind fuck. These people are crazy, bro. And then they act like they not. Like, they will sit here, you can come to America and go any fucking where you want and see if I'm not telling the fucking truth. They put these fucking churches on every goddamn corner. They want church, but hate education. Then, when these motherfuckers are crazy, they want to lock everybody the fuck up. They are selling shit like holy water on TV. They are selling miracle moon water and shit. They selling fucking prayer beads and magic cloths. Y'all are selling this shit on your federal televisions, on your fucking public televisions, and then you talk about the BBC and shit, man. Y'all are the fucking worst human programmers on the planet. And will make it even worse, most people in the media attacking people, like let's say Fox News, right? How can they say BBC in China when they are the most misdirecting, foolish rhetoric I've ever heard in my life? How can they talk about any of these other countries' leaders? They owe China how much? None of it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? It's back and forth goofiness. So that's really the essence of being in the kingdom of the heart, heaven, whatever you want to call it. Peace, rest, enlightenment, Buddha, Christ, whatever y'all want to call it, man. It don't matter. What matters is you as a person. You know what I'm saying? A great man just passed recently, but I only know him from his movies, so I don't know. A great actor, there we go. So I didn't know dude was African. That's the things we don't know. This, because, you know, when I was growing up, Star Wars was a thing long before I was even born. Once I was born, I was watching Luke sit in the jet, the pilot. That was one of my favorite scenes that I remember as a kid. The dude was in the ship, and he was spinning with the ship, shooting the different other ships. And I was a little kid seeing the lasers fly. I was like, pew, pew, pew. All I had was religion all the time. So when I was allowed to watch Star Wars, then we could watch other movies at Auntie House too, like Men in Black and all that other stuff. But yeah, it's just, that's why I say, like, I could get on here and say like Hollywood's evil, it's bad, blah blah blah. Okay, but really I would just be going off what I heard. I'm not in Hollywood, and even if I was in Hollywood, then people probably is doing some weird stuff. But how is Hollywood any different than the weirdos on this block who hide in they bed? You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's the lack of accountability. It's hard to deal with oneself. Not even deal with oneself, because real talk, I'll give an example. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people, and of course it's American, so it's Caucasian, of course, but I see all the time, I'll see stuff like it's other people's problems aren't your problems and you did it too. There was this one meme where it was like it's not other people's faults, you chose your path or something like that, blah blah blah. And I was like, it's crazy how Americans love that type of ideology, and Europeans, like, it's only your fault, nobody put you in this predicament but yourselves, blah blah blah. Like, that's the most unaccountable, lack of awareness shit I've ever heard. Like, that's what they basically do. They'll basically tell every victim that being a victim is victimhood. Like, I just can't explain it. You know, so you have people, if you don't believe me, you'll have people in America talking about like, slavery was a long time ago and I'm not a victim and it's like, we are victims. That's Stockholm Syndrome. You're basically trying to identify with the people that fucked you up. So I just be trying to get people to understand this, man. And a lot of people don't like my truths, and I don't have big followings. So I'm kind of just trying to survive for now, I guess. You know, if I was I'm not gonna keep saying it, but you know, if I looked a little bit something like somebody else, boy, some of the stuff I done professed and revealed, I'd be on CNN right now or MSNBC or something. But that's life, man. Who cares? Don't covet after that type of foolishness, because then I'm so thankful I can do this. I just walk down the street, nobody knows me, dude. I seen one time Gucci man has to pay like millions of dollars security to go get a sandwich, dude. It's like, fuck that. I don't want all that. And I am powerful, and nothing in creation can harm me. And I am who I am, and me and my family are eternal, and we are life itself. But what I am saying is, not to tempt any dumbasses who can't comprehend the word and spirit, but what I'm saying is basically that life is beautiful, and people should start manifesting like I am, and manifesting beauty instead of being told what the fuck to manifest. I'll get on people's comments of like African people spreading the awareness about racism and stuff, and the people in America is like, you need to fucking worry about Africa, why don't you do it? And I was like, oh, do you want them? Okay, because if we worried about, because real talk, what y'all did, y'all keep talking about African Americans, but I told y'all all of Europe decimated Africa. What y'all did to them, what y'all did to Rwanda and Belgium, and I mean, what y'all did to Rwanda and the Congo and Ethiopia and all these, like, y'all just can't get enough, can Europe? They just, it's like they want people to know. They do it in comments. It's like he could talk about racism if he wants. Like, this is the problem. You're getting on an African person or an African American's thing, telling them what they can and can't say, but they don't comprehend racism. Do y'all see what I mean? Like, it's like dirt. So if the LG wanted to go wear dresses, and I think I made a mistake. I put "How do I breathe without them" on my video title. I was talking about fucking women. I don't know what the fuck Europe's problem is, but I got a couple of strange comments after that from random people talking to me, and then I thought about it and started doing some research, and I was like, these fucking people can't get enough, bro. So anyways, yes, then I was talking about women. I don't know what it's pronouns and shit, man. People will turn pronouns into a weapon. Like, I can't make this up, man. So, you know, it's life, you know. In life, you got your surroundings, what's it called, an ecosystem. And sometimes the apes prefer grapes, and sometimes the apes prefer bananas, whichever faction of whatever stupidity people would like to join, I guess. Because in my world, it would be about peace and love, and we're all humans, but I don't think humans want that. Humans like the Bible, I think, the holy German Christos. And that's another thing that really, when I see Hebrew Israelites and Christians constantly telling me about something that happened thousands of years ago in lords and words and stuff, I have to decompress sometimes. I have to unzip that file so I can talk to them like a normal person. Because it makes me so angry sometimes. But, you know, that's the true battle, dealing with my own problems instead of unleashing 35 years of angry zip files towards Babylonians and Egyptians and Romans and violent Persians. I mean, they're all violent. I don't understand why you guys think like the Pope dude. I don't understand how that dude isn't marked as the biggest murderer in history. Not the one that's alive. I'm just saying, like, that institution. That's like me going up and being like, yeah, I was the dictator of Africa, America, and I'm God's holy chosen one. It's like, what are y'all? That's what y'all sound like. But it is what it is, man. So enjoy and have a good day. Hey, I really wasn't gonna make this portion of this video, but I really started thinking about good guys versus bad guys. And I was telling my mom a bunch of stuff and telling her how I just recently, like within the last 2-3 days, got a little bit of good news, but I've been struggling and trying and continuing to. And real talk, a buddy was texting me last night about something, and I thought about it. My ex's last dude was into drugs and in and out of prison. Her daughter's new dudes. And it makes me think, like, we really are punished for being good people in this world. We really are. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I was just telling my mom, I was like, I really thought about it. I pay $400 of rent here. They get the link card, which is about $450. Like I said, I don't spend none of that. So I added it up, $400 a month times 12 months when you already own something or are able to stay for free responsibility, right? So that's $4,800. You take that times 2, that's 10 grand basically. Then you take the same to apply with the link. That's what, 4 something a month, close to 500 a month. So that's another 4,800 a year, plus 2 years, not including the 3,000 in the tax return, right? Half the tax return. So you're looking at 20, not like 23,000 plus any, gifts and other stuff that I'm providing, anything else, So I thought to myself, my other brother, he got locked up, spending thousands for lawyers and all this other stuff. My other brother who stayed at home, not never harassed. But I went to community college. I broke racial barriers. I ended up being a good kid who wasn't just like they say, don't shag and be ghetto. But then when you get out here and talk normal, hey, you sound like a white boy, white boy, white boy, white boy. It's like, so I really thought about it, and man, it's like y'all aren't crazy. People are trying to fucking destroy us. I don't know why or why. But no matter what you do, you guys think you're gay and people don't like you. I'm black and they don't like me. Whether I was white, black, purple, I don't understand it. If I was a fucking thug doing thug-like behavior, people would make me plates at family dinners, or they say, look at these out here, they eat. Every time I cook, they eat. Then years later, I'm just smoking weed and eating all the time. You don't got a job like these niggas out here. It's like, shut the fuck up and help. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but y'all all say the same shit. It's so sad woo-woo did this to themselves. It's so sad woo-woo couldn't find a way. Woo-woo's on drugs now. Woo-woo took their life. Y'all! People fucking try, and y'all are miserable. Men try to go to work and do the fucking right thing and do this and that. We can't provide for the little stupid fucking Barbie dolls no more. They leave us for fucking dead. Then what do your families do? Why don't you have a job? Why don't you work? Why don't you be a man like us? It's all bullshit. And now I, who had to live, Lord Jesus Christ, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth, blah, blah, fucking blah. Went and research and tell the truth. He who seeks, searches for the truth. Meek, merciful, truth, truth, truth. It's fucking dumb. They're fucking NPCs. I don't know what they are. But when you wake up and realize you got the power, trust me. I have said certain things and my life has been. I have given certain people commands and they followed it. I'm not saying you got to go out and program people and this other shit. I'm saying if I were to listen to what people are telling me in comments, in life, my family, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell y'all something real quick. My parents, right, they have such a problem with me being with certain women and doing this and that. But when the women breaking bread off and doing all this other stuff, they don't have a problem. When I'm not coming home for years at a time and taking care of myself, it's not a problem. Then when I finally take some advice, it's like, oh, Lord Jesus Christ, let me do it the right way. Let me not be a pimp. Let me not do this and that. Let me listen to what every fucking body else says. Then when you're hurting, you think they're going to lift you the fuck back up without making fun of you or talking to you, stupid. This is why I said in the beginning of my videos, can't no foul be found with me. I said we're nature and our job is to survive and start taking care of yourselves. As soon as I say start taking care of yourselves and think for yourselves, hospitals attacking me, therapists attacking me, motherfucking family attacking me, abandoning me, psychos online attacking and abandoning, causing me problems. Goddamn, y'all want to be ruled over that bad? Do y'all. Y'all want fucking Project 2025? Y'all want these people to keep treating y'all like fucking idiots and slaves and dumb psychopaths? Y'all want to fight over who loves the watermelon? Ho, 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 ho. You blacks and whites want to fight back and forth? Good fucking luck. Cause this shit, man, I'm not going to fucking, I just told my mom real talk. I told her all this positive stuff. And then she said something like, okay, I'll pay one more month. Like, when I was working and everything's fine, you can stay free. Like, I just don't have to pay shit no more. So when I start going out and mind fucking churches and getting fucking movements, and y'all start seeing statues and shit built, y'all think I'm joking right now? You think I'm joking? When this shit gets kicked off, anybody that accused me of anything that sets off in this motherfucker, I want y'all to remember I worked at a nice little job, wiping butt and helping people, the lowest of the low. They can never say I never donated. They can never say I was just some rich man, vain man that wanted power and any this other shit. My original nature, which was to be a loving, healthy man, to take care of his kids when he can and his girl, pays the bills, and works hard for what he has. Y'all didn't want that? Y'all wanted to teach a nigga a lesson and think this shit was a fucking joke? Now with every resource I have, y'all say, oh, these people that can't be found and are in the communities that have no help, I'm going to start off and I'm going to kickstart a fucking movement starting today. Right? This first coming Sunday, I'm going to print off all these scrolls. And I'm going to go, let's just see, Martin Luther. See, the problem is they'll testify and say all this other shit holy men did in the past, associate negative shit with it and make you never rise. Fuck all y'all. I'm posting this shit on churches. I'm posting this shit on every motherfucking door, homeless shelter, all this shit. And I'm finna start going and teach, preach. And I'm letting everybody know y'all can all be a part of it. I didn't want to do this shit. But y'all think y'all gonna leave me in the fucking dust? And I'm telling y'all, there are so many people that are sick and tired of this fucking system. The number of us. But y'all didn't want that, right? Y'all didn't want me talking normally on camera and being nice to people. Y'all wanted to crush a nigga life like I was Samson and shit. Y'all wanted to make an example of me like I was Jonah and shit, right? Now the fire will not be fucking stopped. And now more than just YouTube gonna know who the fuck I am.
President Trump, this is now your...
Okay, so I just couldn't help but LOL. So when I say some people are just speaker boxes and voice boxes for buffoonery and stupidity, of course I'm going to get back to the rest of this debate because this is just utterly hilarious. Between this man just speaking out pure buffoonery at all points and times. So, and then I have the nerve to have the middle name John. So let's hear this out.
Third time running for president, you have long vowed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
Oh, many times. I've heard this over and over and over again, talking about how bad it is.
Also known as Obamacare, you have failed to accomplish that. You now say you're going to keep...
Many times he has failed. And the wall, if I remember correctly. Now watch as he places blame on everybody else. But whenever he blames anybody else for something, it's always their fault and not his.
Obamacare, quote, unless we can do something much better. Last month you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after you first started...
9 motherfucking years.
...running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Obamacare was lousy health care, always was.
Lousy, but has not replaced it in 9 years. And from what I hear, them cell phones were a mofo. People still love this brother.
It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're going to do it and we're going to replace it. But remember this, I inherited Obamacare because...
You want to know something ironic? Let me tell you something ironic. Syria is one of the nations that was causing Israel trouble. So like all the Republicans are like super hardcore Jesus Christ. So then like they, you know what they do? They say Obama Syria, Obama blah 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 Syria, right? All they'll bring up is Obama Syria, but then we'll pay Israel to do what they're doing right now. It's all rhetoric. Obama is just another human in this system, right? But listen to Trump, right? He has caused all these problems and said, oh, Obamacare is so bad and still hasn't replaced it.
Democrats wouldn't change it. They wouldn't vote for it. They were unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare. But the Democrats came up. They wouldn't vote for it. I had a choice to make when I was president. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, never going to be great, or do I let it rot? And I felt I had an obligation, even though politically it would have been good to just let it rot and let it go away. I decided...
He had an obligation to it. Is anybody hear what this man's saying? I hate it. It's a bad policy. It came from the Democrats, but I have an obligation to it. Like, if you could, please, like, decipher what that... okay, because I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to, so enjoy doing that.
I told my people, the top people, and they're very good people. I have a lot of good people in that administration. We read about the bad ones. We had some real bad ones too, and so do they. They have really bad ones. The difference is they don't get rid of them. But let me just explain.
What does any of that mean? What does that mean? Okay.
I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people.
So you saved it? You're the one that saved it? It's terrible, and Can somebody, like, bruh, this dude's worse off than Biden was.
And what we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes.
What does that mean that he didn't answer the question?
No, you still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Concepts.
I'm not president right now, but if we come up with something, I would only change.
He was president, and then when he couldn't figure it out, he blamed other people for collusion.
If we come up with something that's better and less expensive. And there are concepts and options we have to do that. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Is he doing the force? He's moving his hands around. We'll hear about it in the future, not now when they ask him. And this is the dude that said Obama was an American. He don't like immigrants. He's the grandson of an immigrant. Yo, no disrespect. I thought I was finna have to just cook Trump, but after I heard her response, I was like, it wouldn't do history justice or the future or whatever to not to hear her personally, hear her beautiful response. This woman's so amazing. It reminds me of my mother. You know what I mean? A strong, wonderful woman of color trying to survive and make it in this Nazi Candyland like country, having to watch their children of color grow up in this buffoonery.
Concepts and options we have to do that. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
Vice President Harris, in 2017, you supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system. 2 years later, you proposed a plan that included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well, first of all, I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private healthcare options. But what we need to do is maintain and grow the Affordable Care Act. But I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made.
Now, what's she about to do? This is usually how you deal with bullies, fools, and people that lie. Truth, intellect, and calmness, and just waiting one's turn.
I've made very clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous...
A lie, as usual, right? So Trump lied for that. I don't know why he's continually attacking her about that.
Lying about this stuff. As it relates to the Affordable Care Act, understand, just look at the history to know where people stand. When Donald Trump was president, 60 times he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. 60 times. I was a senator at the time when I will never forget the early morning hours when it was up for a vote in the United States Senate. And the late, great John McCain, who you have disparaged as being, you don't like him, you said at the time, because he got caught. He was an American hero. The late, great John McCain, I will never forget that night, walked onto the Senate floor and said, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't get rid of the Affordable Care Act. You have no plan. And what the Affordable Care Act has done is eliminate the ability of insurance companies to deny people with pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, remember John Q? Oh, y'all love Denzel, huh? Remember all these greedy, nasty corporations and some of the things they did in the past? Do y'all want this to continue on and on and on until nobody's happy?
I don't have to tell the people watching tonight. You remember what that was like? Remember when an insurance company could deny if a child had asthma, if someone was a breast cancer survivor, if a grandparent had diabetes? And thankfully, as I've been vice president and we over the last 4 years have strengthened the Affordable Care Act, we have allowed for the first time Medicare to negotiate drug prices on behalf of you, the American.
Insulin and all kind of stuff been dropping. Obama was talking about dealing with health care before the COVID hit. But what did Trump and his little Republican army do? 60 times we tried to turn it down. Are you guys listening to me? And then all of a sudden he wants Fauci? Right. Real interesting.
People. Donald Trump said he was going to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices. He never did. We did. And now we have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month. Since I've been vice
Thank you.
president, we have capped the cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000 a year. And when I am president, we will do that for all people, understanding that the value I bring to this is that access to health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. And the plan has to be to strengthen the Affordable Care Act, not get rid of it, pass this pro-law in terms